You are listening to the Kpopcast.
The Kpopcast is a podcast which provides song recommendations, reviews, and deconstructions within K-pop. I am joined by my recurring show host, resident K-pop b-boy in the building. It's Supermatic.
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing out there tonight? Thank you so much for having me, Peter. And of course, I am joined here by my gracious co-host, DJ Peter Lowe.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Supermatic, what are we going to look at for this episode?
We are going to be going over some of our top picks of the week, highlighted by a review of Minzy, and then I believe we have a special giveaway going on.
That's right. So let's go right into our top picks for the week. We've called it Cream of the K-pop. At least that's what we called it last week.
I think we're agreeing that we're not really sure about that name.
Yeah, okay. So basically, it's our segment where we spotlight the top picks, which might not be on the top of the charts, but worth listening to, worth buying, quite frankly. But we need a better name for it. So if you got a better name recommendation for this segment, we will give you Minzy's album.
Yeah, her new one, Work 01 Uno.
That's right. So if you got a recommendation, the one that inspires us the most or is the best recommendation for the segment, we will take and we'll mail you an album.
Absolutely.
Just give us a tweet or email us or Facebook us or whatever. Just get in touch with us and we will let you know. So what was your top pick for the week, Supermatic?
All right, so one of my top picks, starting off, we've got an interesting new release from Kisum. Now, many of you who may not be familiar with Kisum, she's primarily known for her rapping ability, and she's a great rapper. Yeah. But this is more of a mid-tempo kind of ballad song from her, which is why it was really interesting to me to see Kisum in a different element. Basically, the song is called Sleep Tight, and it features GB9, who's a great vocalist in his own right. And Kisum and GB9 in the video, it's basically one long, nice romantic date. And the whole concept of Sleep Tight is just embracing this whole new love and like going out of your way and trying new things, basically taking a chance on love.
Or taking a chance on ballads, quite frankly. Basically, I'm not used to taking a chance on ballads, but Matt, you're opening my eyes. I appreciate that top pick. I wouldn't have noticed it until you called it out.
Yeah, it was interesting to me too, because I saw a new release from Kisum. Oh, what's she gonna rap about this time? And then boom, I'm hit with her singing.
Sleep tight, baby, sleep tight. 감기 안 걸리게 입을 잘 덮어. Sleep tight, baby, sleep tight. 나쁜 꿈은 내가 가져갈게. Sleep tight, baby, sleep tight. 핸드폰은 그만하고 눈을 감아. Sleep tight, baby, sleep tight. 나쁜 꿈은 내가 가져갈게. 잘 자.
It's a great, refreshing take. So give it a listen, people. All right. So my top pick was Hyolyn. Actually, just kidding. Hyolyn was bumped because this other song I just discovered right before you came here today.
Yep.
And I'm like, you know what? I'm sorry, Hyolyn. You're great and all, but like this new group, Double 8, and their song Booster.
Booster.
Yeah, and as we were joking earlier, maybe they're Pokemon. You can only say the name. No, but that's the name of the song. So it is hella dope.
For sure. I'm feeling it. And I only listened to it just once.
Yeah, I think it's so funny. So in the description of the music video, it's in Korean. So I'm taking it loosely from the Korean translation through Google Translate. But it says that it is an addictive song that combines ratchet beat-based electric sound.
Interesting.
And you can describe that. You can use that description to describe my favorite taste in K-pop. So ratchet beat with electric sound. Am I ratchet, Matt? No. You know what? I am the guy who will be, getting hella hyphy to E40 in the car as I wear like Banana Republic in my, and I drive into suburbia. So not exactly ratchet, but I like ratchet stuff and ratchet bangers, clangers, slammin' jammin', banger clangers, like Double 8's Booster is worth a listen. Give them a listen, guys. They have like 0 views on YouTube. I'm not even kidding. Like, they are unknown. So please.
Yeah, I think right before we started this, you were looking into them, and they debuted in 2015. I didn't even know about that. It's been 2 years already. If they can do stuff like Booster, then how come they don't have more fans and more views?
Yeah. Right.
Booster.
what was your next top pick?
So my next top pick is actually from another relatively new boy group. This is their first comeback after they debuted not too long ago. We are talking about SF9 and their latest comeback release of Easy Love. And Easy Love is an interesting departure from their debut track, which we reviewed not too long ago, called Roar. Yeah. And Roar would fall into your clanger banger classification with
banger
your
clanger.
type of sound. Yep. With Easy Love, it's interesting because SF9 still is able to pull off one thing they do really well, which is their choreography and dance, but the track itself is more mid-tempo, but it still keeps kind of that like upbeat pace of being a general dance track, and the lyrics are pretty interesting. It's on one hand, it could be interpreted as like losing love, and on the other hand, it could be like interpreted as loving someone so much that it hurts.
Yeah, I think it's so funny. So usually when we look for a breakup romance song, we expect, a bromance over alcohol, right?
Yes.
But you know what, guys? This is K-pop. So instead of having a bromance over alcohol, we're all gonna dance.
Yep.
It's a great song. I love it's a basic chord progression, but I just like it. And the guitar, accompanying guitar for
yeah.
So let's listen.
넌 이별이 참 쉽다 난 아픈데도 넌 쉽다 날 떠난데도 얼음처럼 변하니까 Cause where we wanna go 흉터처럼 남으니까 Please stop and lose control.
Alright, and our final topic for this week,
yes,
from DJ Pilo, is another banger clanger, and it's MiSo's KKPP, not PPAP. But this girl from the group Girl, or Girls, she's like the Hyena of this girl group, and the song, it is so dope. And music purists would say like, oh, this song is overproduced. Dudes, like, I like ratchet beat based electric sound, and that's what this is. It's ratchet beat based electric sound. Sure, it's overproduced, but it sounds really great. And the MiSo, her voice in this, she's got that same like whiny attitude quality that Hyena has, and she has that stardom look in all her facial expressions in the song, and you feel the personality just listening to her sing it. This is right up there with CLC's Hobgoblin, 4 minutes, hate, crazy. It's in that same vein. So if you like that, you will like this.
What's the other word that you like to use for this kind of thing? Twerkalicious?
Yeah, oh yeah, for all the claps?
Yes.
Yeah, it's got good claps. It's a good mix between like acoustic claps and banger beats.
Put your hands in the air.
Those actually familiar with 4 Minute will actually recognize one of the songs, or one of the samples in this.
Yeah, it's been drawing a lot of comparison to 4 Minutes Canvas, and I could definitely see it. Well, I'm pretty sure we're both familiar here with the song Canvas. It's got a same, like pretty much the same sample during the chorus. So if anyone is not familiar with it out there, feel free to check out 4 Minutes Canvas song and then compare it to MiSo's KKPP, and you'll hear that very similar sounds.
It's undeniable. It's just the pitch sped up and distorted.
Yep.
So.
Like, it's still a great track in its own right.
Yeah, if you like one song, you like the other. No, they're very different feelings, but they're both great, and I especially love the MiSo version. Check this girl out.
Yep.
But who's the queen? How many queens can we have in K-pop? We have too many queens in K-pop. But who's the queen? Who's the girl we're taking a look at for this episode today?
None other than Minzy herself, formerly 2NE1.
So let's dive in. Is Minzy's Ne Nano
Daebak or not?
Well, I think there's different ways we can go through this. What actually happens in the music video, Supermatic?
I don't know if there really was supposed to be a storyline, but I mean, from what I can remember just from all the different times I've watched the video, just a bunch of different back and forth scenes of Minzy either dancing in front of mirrors or she's with her posse just looking really serious like they're about to run up on your block.
Yeah, and by the way, I want to say those are the same mirrors that Taeyeon used in her song I Got Love.
Oh.
Right?
Oh.
Wasn't that obvious?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Matt. But I kind of wanted to say, isn't that obvious to everyone else? Like, she's the same set? But okay. Whatever.
I mean, it's very possible.
Yeah.
Recycled sets are not too uncommon in K-pop.
So she's got her crew. What else?
She's kicking it in front of either a theater or somewhere that has a sign that says Paradise, but like in Spanish, which is Paradiso.
Yeah.
So I'm not really sure, to be honest. It's just he seems kind of like a bunch of different settings clipped together into one music video, to be honest.
With Flow Sick.
Yes.
Does it mean anything? I don't think so, right?
Probably not.
Okay. But what do you think they were trying to show with this title track?
Well, I mean, it's understandable, or at least for me, what I could see them going for, because Minzy was, to a lot of fans, especially a lot of Blackjacks or just 2NE1 fans in general, she was seen as like kind of the dancer. So I think they wanted to like showcase her dancing abilities here, but then also complement that with her vocal abilities, her talent to basically how she's multifaceted, how versatile she is. But that said, I feel like it didn't live up to the hype.
Yeah, in terms of what they were set out to try to accomplish with this. So I want to cite Jacques from Idolator, or his article on Idolator. And Jacques Arcady of the Arcady blog fame notes that while CL has been promising a solo album for years, her ex-bandmate Minzy has beaten her to the punch. And, he remarks that the 23-year-old has teamed up with a slew of producers from America and Europe for the project, giving it a very Western sound that should familiar to 2NE1 fans. So that's what we're hearing in this. And this song, you say that they're trying to show her singing ability. It's almost the same note for her throughout. So if that was their intent with this title track, they did not deliver on showing her singing ability. Dancing ability, yes.
Yeah.
And that plays in her sweet spot. And the song is pretty heavily produced. So what did you think of the audio score in terms of the concept itself?
So the audio is probably the part of the whole package that I am feeling the most. There's a section of the song, I believe it's the pre-chorus, which has a really nice build-up, at least to me. Like, I like the way that it builds up, and Minzy's vocal ability, like the way that it leads into that bass drop, and before she starts singing the chorus where she repeats.
So funny, because I have to disagree with you completely there.
Oh, really?
Because if I could change up the song, I would say take that pre-chorus part out.
Really?
Because that pre-chorus is a different feeling from the rest of the song.
Oh, that's true, actually.
Because she starts going on, that's where you actually hear the variance in her voice, but it's thematically different from the rest of the song. And I want just a slammin' jammin' banger clanger.
You want your ratchet based beat electronic sound.
Right, exactly. And there are other songs on her album which spotlight that ability more. And maybe they just put it in there to showcase some of that variety for a title track, maybe, if I had to speculate. But I think, to me, it disrupts the flow of the song. And I would have used the actual chorus as the pre-chorus.
Ooh.
And then for the chorus, have something that changes up the cadence of the percussion or the wobbling bass. So instead of going, because right now the chorus is just a steady beat, the boom, 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 boom. I would have, I don't know, had something that goes boom, 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 boom. It's something that changes it up, so it's not a steady beat. Yeah. Okay. And not a four on the floor beat. So something that has more of like head explosion when is the beat drop, and like that's when the beat drops. And the funny thing is that the chorus for the song, it's actually pretty heavy on the bass. Like I've been listening to it in my car, and like no shame in playing this song loud, because it's like, oh yeah, it's a sick, deep, heavy bass, but it's not the beat drop. If that makes sense. It's the build for the beat drop.
Okay. I can see where you're coming from. I don't know. Maybe it's just for me because like I guess that's just the sound that I've become accustomed to, or like the style or the way that they structure some songs. I guess I'm just part of the boat that enjoys that build up to that change.
Yeah, and I will say that pre-chorus does sound very 2NE1.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah. Maybe that's why I like it.
Yeah. But this is Minzy.
Mm-hmm.
This is her chance to do something different.
Yeah.
And I want to see Minji's brand more.
Mm.
Which I think, by and large, they mostly deliver on with this album, with this EP.
Yeah, that's true. Now that I'm thinking about it, actually, I mean, maybe that whole idea of that pre-chorus having that 2NE1-ish sound as opposed to have it be like Minzy entirely on her own. You showed me that video where she did an interview, right?
Oh, yeah.
And she was talking about the album and all the work that went into it. I could have sworn there's a part there where she mentions that she drew on influence both from all her fans from 2NE1 as well as like her fans of her. So that's probably like a way of trying to blend both.
You can't take Minji's song, her album, in isolation without taking into account her history with 2NE1.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that's inevitably tied into this no matter how you listen to this.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe for those who are just getting into K-pop for the first time, maybe they can, but I mean, we all know her for 2NE1.
Exactly. I mean, 2NE1 as a group, they're up there as far as like the groups or the queens of K-pop, or who we would consider as like the queens.
Right. So how would you actually rate it in terms of 1 to 5 score for the audio song portion of the song?
Honestly, it was a little tough for me to think about the score I was going to give it because, as you know, when it first came out, I was really feeling it. I was really enjoying it. But then the moment that I set my hype aside, gave it a few more watches and listens with more of a critical lens, I ended up giving the song a 3. Because like even though it's not fully disappointing, at the same time, it's just I wish I could have given it so much higher than a 3 because this is Minzy and I wanted to enjoy it more.
Yeah.
But as far as title tracks go, this is one of those where like if it comes up, maybe I won't skip it. I'll bob my head to it, but I don't know if it would be one of my go-tos if I'm looking for a jam to play.
Well, I will say that it's an addictive song that combines ratchet beat, bass, electric sound. So,
I'm sensing a theme with you, Peter.
Yeah. I mean, I chose all these songs today to go with the same thing because it's what I like. If I could change up that pre-chorus, I would like this song more. I would give it a 4 or more for the song. It doesn't have to be a technically difficult or a fantastic elastic song in that respect, in terms of its pure musicianship. But if it's got that combination of ratchet beats and electric sound, then that's all it takes to make me happy. So I'm going to give it a 3.75.
Oh.
I think, as Jack points out, it's a very safe song for a Western crowd. And quite frankly, disappointing for true K-pop aficionados, right? But it's pretty dope for the build. It's just missing a slightly stronger drop and a change in the pre-chorus. And Flowsick, I think, is okay. It doesn't distract too much. I might have moved the Flowsick rap up sooner, but I think where it is works.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Flowsick definitely, I feel like he did a good job. If anything, his verse was probably one of the, I don't know if I want to say highlights, but probably one of the parts of the songs that was most memorable to me.
Yeah, to me, I don't think it stood out to me like I'm going to remember the song for Flowsick. I'm going to remember it for the production value and the instrumental. So,
okay.
What did we think of the concept? And this concept is inclusive of everything. It's, you know, what we thought of the looks, what we thought of the dance, what we thought of the music video, etc. The theme.
The whole aesthetic.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, what did this mean to you, Matt?
Again, for me, like, I wanted so badly to like this more than I do. Because one, it's Minzy, and I wanted to support her, especially with the whole history of 2NE1 and how like things went. That said, the music video itself, while I can appreciate the production value that went into it, I mean, it's clear that Music Works, I believe it's her label now, they put a bit of money into this. Maybe not as much as other big labels, but...
Well, as much as this label could.
Yeah, as much as they could spend. And I can appreciate the scenes of like Minzy dancing. Like they did a good job of having her with dancers or with backup dancers and highlighting her dance skills. That said, I was kind of puzzled at the other randomly inserted scenes of like her with her posse and then like them being shown on TV.
So I want to caveat that until recently, I was a 2NE1 Blackjack. And on 2NE1, Minzy was my second favorite, CL being my first. Okay, so this is the background that for some listeners are operating under. Okay, when she had all those backup dancers and her posse, it was difficult to tell who the star was because she gives that same look throughout the entire music video.
Yeah.
So there's no stardom quality for Minzy here to separate herself from all the others. As we saw with MiSO, right? With her song KKPP, she is animated in her facial expressions and her emotion in it. In this, Minzy is just kind of looking at you with a slight head tilt, with the slightly pursed lips, kind of, what's the word? Disinterested. And that's the only look I get from her with this entire thing. If she's going to be a star, if she's going to be an idol, she needs to provide that stardom quality.
Like stand out more.
Yeah, and to stand out more means to add more character and to give it more personality and the way you sing it and the way you showcase yourself on stage. When you listen to, and this goes all the way back to 2NE1's Please Don't Go. You know that song? It was one that, Minzy did with CL. And even though the two of them have equal line distribution and they both sound great on that song, CL's is a standout. Both in terms of just listening to it, you can tell that CL has more emotion in the song. And also, if you watch any of the live performances of them doing Please Don't Go, like CL's the one jumping around on stage.
Yeah.
Commanding more of the spotlight, whereas Minzy doesn't do that.
Yeah, she needs to break out of her shell, like not play it so safe like they did with this title track.
Well, I will say that she does her dancing well, right? But she needs to pay attention to the face. Yep. She can do it. She really can. And, I think if she delivers on that, things will be really different for Minzy going forward. And we heard on her other songs on this album, even though, and as Jack rightly points out, there's a lot of American, European producers, right, on this album. And a lot of it is really safe for the Western crowd, but she demonstrates the potential to do more, I think, through the samplings of her other songs.
Right, that's the word I was going to use earlier, like the potential.
Yeah.
I could see it there, it's not quite there yet.
Right. Okay, so again, just like the audio, how would you rate it 1 to 5 for the concept?
Concept, I think I was a little more generous only because I enjoyed seeing Minzy dance again. Like, it was really nice and really refreshing to see as someone who followed her and followed 2NE1. But again, that's just one part of the whole concept. I kind of wish that overall as a package they did more than just focusing so much on what we already know Minzy can do. So that said, I gave the concept a score of a 3.25. Only because, again, production value is evident in the music video. I just wish that we saw more than what we already expected.
Yeah. This was an opportunity for her to break out of her shell even more so. She is completely unhampered, right, from her other band members in terms of I need to fill this niche to complete the wholeness of the group. This is a chance for her to do whatever she wants, right? To do the whole package and the complete picture. And instead, we were delivered a niche and something that was safe, and that was something that was a single note throughout. And I know we're talking about the concept score, but that's kind of what I'm using to describe it as a whole. I looked for times when she wasn't giving us that same face. There's a quarter second where you can see her doing the hair toss as she's going back up, and you can see her smile. And that was it.
Yep.
This was your chance, girl, to be like MiSO or to be like CL, and not to exactly be like those girls completely, not like Hyuna or these other girls, but to bring your own personality. And as we watched in this interview with her, with Minzy behind the scenes, and as we saw her dance studio and stuff, she was giving us more personality in that interview than we got on this song.
Yeah, for sure.
We could have gotten that personality from you, Minzy. So when you're being a badass, Minzy, what does that sound like? That's what I want to hear. And girl, I know you're capable of doing it.
Same, honestly. You're, taking the words right out of my mouth, Peter.
Right. Oh, so for my audio score, or for my concept score for this, I have to give it a 3. It's right there in the middle. It doesn't disappoint too greatly. There's already a lot of hype and expectation there, knowing where she comes from and what she could have done. I think she did provide at least some semblance of a brand for herself in this, and we can get more. You can give us more, girl. We're hungry. We're thirsty for it.
Yep.
Okay, so on the whole, for this song, is it
Daebak or not?
And Supermatic, how would you rate it?
Well, as much as it pains me to do so, I'm gonna, if we're just talking about Ninano exclusively, I'm gonna have to say it's a not. I mean, it's decent. It's enjoyable, but I wouldn't necessarily call it like, oh, Daebak, like, you know, like it's not woo, like right up there. The caveat to that, though, that I will say, I'm glad I decided to go ahead and check out the rest of the album.
Yes.
The rest of the album, I will say, is pretty solid. The album as a package, I would probably give a Daebak. I wish Ninano was a stronger title track to complement it.
It's so funny because I feel like everyone who's been covering this song and paying attention to the song is saying the same thing.
Yeah.
Or close to the same thing. Jacques goes so far to say as like, don't even bother the album because it's so safe Western. But I would say, get it. It's, if you like this direction of the sound, it's worth buying the album.
For sure.
It's worth submitting a song name for a segment on a podcast to win a copy of the album. It's at least worth that much.
Yeah, at least.
For this song in particular, is it Daebak or not? Is it worth buying the $1.30? I think so.
Ooh.
So I have to give it barely a Daebak.
Oh. But still. It's still a Daebak.
Yeah. So one Daebak, one not from us. Well, Minzy, honestly, we're cheering for you, girl.
Oh, yeah. I mean, even though I gave her a nod, I'm still pulling for her. I'm hoping that she'll just get better from here.
Yeah, and there was great producers on this album.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like, Jay Park is on this album. The Groovy Room. Groovy everywhere. The producer tag. These are songs that we recommend you check out. And so let us know if you've got a better name than Kreame of the K-pop, and that album can be yours.
Yep.
All right, so that's it for this episode of the Kpopcast. Where can people follow the Kpopcast online?
So we do have a Twitter account, just at the Kpopcast, THE, and then KPOPCAST. You can also hashtag Kpopcast to join the conversation with us. Yeah. And then we also do have our own individual Twitter handles. You can find me at Supermatic, SOUPERMATIC.
And I'm at DJ Peter Lowe. Yeah, we're pretty ruthless with what we included for this episode. Like, I was so close to including Heelin, and that was a pretty good song. But bangers, clangers, addictive songs that combine a ratchet beat-based electric sound. I mean, that was doing it for me this week.
And then I guess I was with my top pick of Kisum, the one lone non-ratchet beat-based electronic sound.
That's right. All right, well, we'll catch you guys next week.
Thank y'all. Good night.